Hello everybody, and welcome back to the horizon. This is going to be a bit of a different video than what I would usually do because I am just feeling so inspired, as I typically do after I go on my walks, but we'll get to that later. So I have been feeling inspired to make a One Piece, Undertale, edit, AMV, music, whatever you want to call it really. I'm not sure, but I'm cooking up something great up in here. So I just kind of wanted to take you guys through my creative process with me to kind of show how I do that and like the kind of editing I do, I guess. And to also work with me to figure out Adobe After Effects and other editing software, because as much as I would like to think that I'm like super great at it, I'm still pretty new to all this stuff, even though I have been using it for a while. You know, I go in and out through phases on how much I use this stuff, so I think it'd be a great opportunity to learn some more about it and get going on some like creative projects that I've really been wanting to do and I just haven't had time for, but we're gonna make time now.
I just wanna be part of your
So yeah, let's get into it, and I'll see you at my house, I guess, because I'm hot and sweaty right now. Before we get too into things though, I wanted to give you all kind of a rundown of how my creative process works. So first, it usually starts with me listening to a song I really like, usually while I'm on a walk. But either way, somehow I just kind of get stuck on like one idea. Sometimes it's from like music, sometimes it can just be from like watching a show or something, but somehow or another I get stuck on one kind of idea. And then usually I'll go and I'll take a walk or like I'll exercise or something to where like I'm just thinking, like I'm thinking on a loop and like it just keeps going. I don't know, it's a bit hard to explain, but my brain just tends to think about things and then I can't stop thinking about them until like I actually create them. So first it starts with that bit of inspiration, which it's so fun. That's my favorite part, if I'm being so honest. I love brainstorming and coming up with ideas. But then I will take everything that I like think of, like all the big major plot points, and I'll like write them all down. So for this edit, for example, at the beginning I'm thinking, okay, I want this to be about Marineford with One Piece and Luffy because everything just kind of feels like it fits right. And just a warning, if you plan on watching One Piece or playing Undertale, don't watch this video. There are some crazy spoilers, but they're all like 10 years old, so I don't feel bad, but just in case. Anyways, so with this edit specifically, I'm thinking, okay, Marineford, because Akainu and like Luffy and like Ace is dead, you know, like all those kinds of things. So I have all those major plot points like out in my head of like, okay, I want the beginning to be like it's spanning across Marineford and like showing the battlefield. And whenever he's like, let's go dirty brother killer, that's like Luffy. That's Luffy speaking. But for the rest of the time, it's like Sans is like Akainu. Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down? Because it makes sense up here. And obviously I'll show you the edit at the end so it all makes sense in the end, but just so you kind of get what I'm saying, I hope. Anyways, and then like whenever he's like, I know you made my friends all disappear, that's Kuma. Like that's Kuma going pop, 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 pop. And they're all on the different islands. So those are kind of like some of the major plot points in my head that I'm like trying to think, okay, when they say this, I want this to happen in the video. So after I do that, I go into my editing software and I start compiling footage that I found on YouTube. Usually I like to get Twixtor footage, but because I don't want to pay for Twixtor myself, but I also understand that I can't find Twixtor footage of absolutely everything. So I'll do that, and then obviously I need to download my song as an MP3 to put in the background, and then I'll put it into Adobe After Effects or whatever other editing software I'm using. But this time I'm using Adobe After Effects because I need to learn how to use it and I'm so excited. So then I do that, and then I get all my transitions and everything, and I just kind of grind through the creative process, which I'll tell you more about once we get into the actual edit making. So like I mentioned earlier, I am just going through and like getting all the major plot points down. I keep listening to the song over and over and over again, and I'm like, okay, oh, I like this, oh, I like that. And then I'm just like looking at like pictures to be like, okay, here's this scene, here's like what's going on, I guess. But I'll kind of just like show you guys my presentation. Sorry, you can't see my eyes with my blue light glasses on, but we'll go take a look at all this. I painted that Luffy, by the way. I'm also going through now and finding footage from YouTube to pull to put into my videos. So what I do to do that is I just go to YouTube and I search for like One Piece Marineford MP4 or One Piece Marineford clips or One Piece Marineford Twixter or HD, just whatever I can to get the best quality. I have used Twixter before to increase the quality of images, but I had a 7-day free trial and you do have to pay for it, so wouldn't recommend unless the school wants to pay for it for me. I wouldn't complain. They wouldn't do that. Anyways, so that's just kind of how I search to find these kinds of videos, and then I just use a downloader to download them, and then we're going to sort them all out into files and put them into different folders so I can look and see, okay, this is Akanu's folder and I can pull from those clips. Does that make sense? I'll put a little display and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so now I'm going to show you everything that I was talking about during the past, like 5 minutes of video, because I know it doesn't really make sense without some kind of, actual showing and telling and explanation. So first here is just like my PowerPoint that I made to show you guys like what I mean whenever I say that like I want to match like certain pictures with like or certain frames with like certain times and parts of the song. So like, we have It's a Beautiful Day Outside, birds are singing, flowers are blooming. That's like I went to paint a marine for it because like it's a beautiful day outside for a war. And then it's like, on days like this, kids like you should be burning in hell. And it's like, Akainu is saying that to Luffy because he's like, you little brat, you little runt, like you should die or whatever. And so then moving on, we have like Robin and Aokiji, who are like have a weird little relationship. So like I want it to be like, if I had to go back on the promise that I made for you, that's like Aokiji telling Robin, like, because Aokiji is one of the 3 admirals in this battle. He's like, if I had to go back on the promise that I made for you, like I don't want to do that, because like he saved Robin when she was a kid. So like now Robin is a big part of Luffy's crew, and so like it's kind of being a parallel of Akainu to Luffy, if that makes sense. And I'd also like to include maybe some like Luffy fighting with him and like with Robin, not like fighting with Robin, but like talking with Robin to kind of like show that parallel, but I'm not entirely sure if we're gonna do that yet. And then also we have like Ace, when like he's like, let's go dirty brother killer, like we gotta show Ace dying. He's like, thank you for loving me. Oh my god, it's so sad, I'm gonna cry thinking about this, but I feel like that'd be like a really like oh my god kind of moment. And then after that we have go ahead and try to hit me if you're able. So like that's just like Luffy fighting Marineford, just to kind of like so like bat 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 they're fighting. And then but I think you're just mad you keep dying. I want to show like every time Luffy has died or like been defeated. He hasn't died yet, but like he's come pretty close a few times, so I think that'd be like a good thing to show. Then after that we have I know you're made so that's just kind of like I want to show Luffy hugging people and being like, aw, love my friends, love my good sis, like showing that Luffy is a good person. And then this is where it stops, this is where it ends. I want it to be like a Luffy and Akainu like standoff. That might be hard to do because Luffy and Akainu haven't directly fought, but you never know. We'll see what we can do. If not, then we will supplement it with something else. But until then, this is what we're going with. And then, or do you just feel your skin's crawling on your back like that? I want it to like type across the screen, like shaking in like the Sans font, and then like shatter, if that makes sense. I think that would be a really cool transition. And then we have Vegeta and Super Brothers get dunked on, like, man, show like Luffy beating Akainu up, but I don't think that's entirely possible, but that's a-okay, we'll figure it out. And then I know you made my friends all disappear. That's like Kuma like paw-pawing, that's his devil fruit power, like away all of the Straw Hats. So I think that would be a really cool thing there. And then lastly, I am determined, I am their vengeance, I am determination. That's like when Luffy's like, I have my crew. Like he's doing this all for them, not only his brother, but for his crew, because he's just before this, he was like, I have my crew, it's okay. I guess that was after actually, but whatever. Anyways, so now I'm just going in and showing you how I sort my footage for this kind of thing. So like I have a folder for edits, and then I have songs, footage, and finished edits. That just kind of has all that stuff in there. So that's just kind of how I sort things out after I download the videos that I need and the songs that I need. So then I open up CapCut. So I'm using CapCut and not Adobe After Effects this time, unfortunately. But what can you do? And so then I'm just going through and like showing you guys like, this is how I put the clips together, and like I match them with the song. So I just cut, put it all together. And then I add like animations to like make it look better, motion blur, like effects, all that kind of stuff to just tie it all together, if that makes sense. And I just go through all of that and to make sure everything looks good, and I match it with the songs. So I went back and looked at my original video for this, and I realized that to create this video, it took 3 weeks because it was uploaded yesterday, which is absolutely insane. Usually an edit would not take me that long. I just had a lot of homework in between. I did the math. I'm writing an average of 4,000 words a week, so cut me some slack. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed my process, and I hope you all maybe learned something. I know this may not be as put together as I would have liked it to be, but hopefully, if anything, you enjoy the edit, be sure to watch it. It will not be in this video, but it is posted as of yesterday, so I will link that in the description. But be sure to watch it. I hope you like it. I hope you all enjoyed. Bye!